the important business first. Yankees are winning 5-1.
Yay. All right.
Baltimore's losing 2-0. So, just a little prelude. I find it interesting how people meet, get to know each other, and develop relationships. So how did Barry and I come to meet each other? Long sordid tale. It was the summer of 1990. I was at the Falls Inn Hotel in Ellenville, New York, with my family and a friend's family, relaxing on a Friday afternoon at the pool. After a while, a bunch of people came running down to the pool, were jumping in, having a great time, and really enjoying themselves. You at the Falls, you were 1990? No. You weren't? Okay. Why am I bringing that up?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway.
It sounds good.
The group of people that showed up at the pool that Friday afternoon and stayed for the weekend were a group of brothers from Sutter Lodge in New York. It's the Knights of Pythias Lodge. You don't know any from Sutter Lodge, do you?
No.
Okay, still nothing. But to continue, the friend I was with, Dennis Gutkin, if any of you know who he was a member of Bergen Lodge, but he was not in good standing. After seeing the good time that the Sutter brothers were having, he decided to become an active member again of Bergen and join the lodge. I don't think Barry knew Dennis either. No, you didn't. We're getting there. Moving on. Dennis asked me to join the Knights. Reluctantly, I agreed to go to a meeting at Bergen Lodge and to find out what the organization was all about. I walk into the Castle Hall, and who was there to greet me at the door selling 50/50s? No, not Barry. Dory Birnbaum, who I knew from the Elmwood Park Jewish Center. So right away I felt at home. Sooner or later it gets, I mean, it gets better. Not really, but it gets so I spoke with Marty, I spoke with Dory, and I decided to join the Knights reluctantly. But because I figured any organization that would have me as a member, I don't want to be any part. Okay, now Dan Fagan gets a hold and tells me the initiation process would take place in Fairlawn in conjunction with Cardozo Lodge. Ah, the Barry connection. Finally. I was introduced to Jerry Greenblatt, who would be our instructor of our classes, and my classmates, Rich, remember Rich? The other guy?
The other guy.
And Barry. There was 3 of us. Jerry was great. The 3 of us were at his home many nights, practicing and getting instruction. Jerry gave me the obligation to memorize, which was the longest part. And I remember Barry and Rich got off very easy through that initiation process. After we became Knights, Barry and I did not see much of each other, as neither one of us were big on visitations. We both became very involved in our own lodges and were members of and chaired many committees. So years went by, and I would keep tabs on my brother as he went through the chairs at Cardozo to become a Chancellor Commander, as I did at Fagan. Eventually, I became a deputy in the North, and one of the lodges I was responsible for was Cardozo. Barry and I would catch up when I made my visitations to see what we were doing in the organization. After reductions in membership at Fagan, we decided to merge with Cardozo. And for the first time in 17 years, Barry and I were lodge brothers. Barry quickly extended his hand not only to greet me, but I think more importantly, to get someone else to work for the lodge. From attending the Cardozo meetings, I could see that Barry had a lot of respect from the lodge, and he was an important part of the executive board. I resisted the first few years to get totally involved, but this year, an opportunity presented itself, to become an officer, and I became the prelate. One of the biggest responsibilities of the prelate is to follow up on membership. As many of you know, Barry is passionate about many things in the Knights: his collecting of memorabilia, the history of the order, fundraising, and membership. We were lucky last year to initiate 9 new brothers, which Barry and I, along with a few other brothers, spent many nights making visitations to discuss the order and answer their questions. I think we made a good team. Barry and I both showed up at these meetings well prepared to discuss our topics, although we did not plan them like that. I was happy to hear that Barry would be taking the next step in joining the Grand Lodge as Grand Outer Guard. I know that Barry has a lot to offer, and his enthusiasm will make its way through the domain of New Jersey. As I am Chief Deputy, I've been attending council meetings for the last year. Last week we had our first meeting of Sir Murray's second term, and Barry's first as Grand Outer Guard. At the meeting, Barry spoke so passionately regarding membership, and that he will make himself available to all lodges and is willing to do what it takes to help any of them out, no matter where it takes him to travel throughout the state. I can feel the energy in the room from the other council members and guests. The order needs to have leadership to recruit new members, and I believe that if anyone can make a difference, it is Barry. He has the background, the ideas, and the get up and go to do this, and will certainly be an asset to the state. In closing, I'd like to congratulate Barry and wish him the best as he moves through the Grand Lodge officers. It's a pleasure to call Barry a brother and a friend.